Hello my pen friends and welcome to the channel again. I hope you had a great weekend and also I hope you enjoyed my last video, which was the Stipula Pen Factory tour. This is part 2 of that series in which we are going to cover the ground floor of the factory and also see the entire operational process. For the first chapter we are going to take a look at the manufacturing process of a pen body or pen barrel for the Etruria model, which is this model right here, and also the part in question, it's this one. I also have available a video review of this model on my channel, and the continuing video is going to be a little bit long, so let's not make it longer than this and begin with the process. This is the basement?
Yes, this is the first floor, let's say ground floor, okay? Where we're holding the machines, and the process of making pens starts from, as we saw before, speaking about celluloid, from rods of material, traditionally rods of plastic or metal material, which are worked on a lathe machine. Today the lathe machining is made
With the CNC?
basically with the CNC systems. CNC system means that you can have a machine
that runs a program.
Yeah, they need a programming. But based on that program, they can repeat the operation of machining over and over again. You just need to watch very carefully the measures and the constancy of what they're doing. But basically, they're doing their own job without a person being in front of the machine the whole
entire time.
Yes. So let's see something. Now this machine is working ebonite. Ebonite means this material. This is the rod of ebonite, which is now being machined. It's purple and black ebonite, okay?
Understand, very nice color.
You know, ebonite has been the first, as you know, the very first material used for making safety pens, fountain pens. Why? Because ebonite is still today probably one of the most resistant materials for storing acids, very aggressive acids. And because the inks at the time were really very aggressive
with the pens.
The only material available for allowing a safety pen to be made in a safe way was
Ebonite.
hard rubber, or also called ebonite.
I'm sorry for the sound, but we could not stop the machines only to film them. Next, Luca will open and show us the inside of a machine that makes the pen barrels.
Okay. This lathe machine is now working on barrels, okay, made out of that hard ebonite, the purple and black ebonite. It's an Etruria barrel, okay.
Yes.
Now I'm holding the cycle, 1 second, to make you see what happens here. See?
Yes.
The rod is inside. The spindle rotates. This thing here rotates very fast. You can adjust the rotation, of course, depending on what kind of thing you want to obtain. And you have a number of set of tools that can be alternated to make holes, to make a shaping, to make a threading, anything that has to do with you know, the mechanical characteristics of the part that you're making. From here, when it's done, this piece from the rod will be cut out and will drop inside there. From there, we take off the shavings and we
eject them from the machine.
exactly. So we clean, water. We wash out, water, we clean everything so that it comes
Can
to
we
the next
see
stage.
the line where the nibs are produced?
Yes, yes. Give me.
Now I want you guys to pay attention to Luca because he is going to share with us some very interesting facts about the Stipula Pen Company.
A few years ago, here in Stipula, we acquired a number of tools that date back to the 40s. They were used,
old tools.
very old tools, which were used until late 50s by a company based in Bologna, not far from here, called Globus. Okay, Globus is the brand name that you saw there. If you want to follow me, I'll make you shoot their name. That's the original. That's the original sign from the 50s, late 50s. Okay. So what happened is that we
You
restored
acquired and restored the
machines, started to restore the molds. They had cutting molds, forming molds, and so forth, all kinds of molds that you're needing for making a nib. This process is an ongoing process because we're speaking of more than about 200, let's say, 200 molds. So it's not happening in one instant. Plus we had to restore the machine. We started this, plus we could infuse the knowledge, the know-how of the nib making thanks to a person who used to make these nibs until early 80s.
this sign, which
No, this is made by us. This says this is the nib department, year 1930, as it was, and it still is.
yes.
This is the idea. Everything is made by hand here. We're not making steel nibs in-house. It's not worth making with this type of toolings that we have. We're just making gold nibs, and we have the capability to make also the steel, yes, but it's not worth. It's just that we're still in possession. Think about this: we're still in possession of material that dates back to the 40s that they were using for making nibs. Just to give you an example,
That is a very intriguing fact. They bought the old machines from Globus, and also with the old machines they also bought a huge chunk of unused stock of materials that belong to the Globus company. And very intriguing fact also that the entire gold nibs that Stipula offers on their pens are produced in-house.
our grandfather Globus in the 50s, they were making, when they stopped, they were making steel nibs. You see, you have 2 boxes full of nibs made for 51, I guess, because they are also marked 51 Parker. See, look at this, still flat, not curved yet, but this is the last the last production that they had made and never delivered. What happened in those years is that there was the advent of the ballpoint. The ballpoint was an overwhelming tool compared to the fountain pens. They would not.
This is
the refilling.
the work in progress.
Yes, this is a work in progress. Some M nibs. There's a Cervinia also there, which is the other brand that we are nurturing.
Understand? Those are the stamps.
These are the original stamps. Not everything is in use now of the stamps. As I told you, it's
But it could
about
be.
200. Yes, what we're using is what you see marked with the Z sign. See?
Yes.
Z. We go up to Z20, I think, or so, or about Z20. So all of these have been tested and they are working, and we are using currently. The rest is still ongoing process. Some are Schaefer's, some are Mont Blancs. See here, there's a Mont Blanc here. They were using this for making a Mont Blanc a nib for them. I don't know, actually, I'm not aware of the exact
Specification.
yes,
And the model of
the
the
model, but this was made for the Mont Blanc pens. Aurora, this is a famous Aurora one. Waterman, see, Waterman
Yes.
2, and so forth.
I'm sure we're going to see a lot of nib improvement from Stipula from now with all the experiments going and everything, and I'm sure that we're going to have some great nibs coming from now.
Yes, for sure. I would like to show you something in the process.
I believe this is where the tip.
This is the grinding,
grinding.
point grinding machine.
This is where the slit is cut.
Yes, this is where we cut the slit. Very thin.
Tiny
So,
cut.
yes.
And this is where the
This is the
iridium.
welding. We have two machines. That one which takes 8 nibs at a time, and this one that takes 1 nib at a time.
It is
Currently we're using this. Okay.
It is so vintage.
This is a British machine from beginning of 1900s. That's later one, late 40s, beginning of the 50s.
And in this one you can load eight one
at a time.
at a
Eight
time.
It's a little automatic.
I just could not resist the temptation of seeing the machines working, so I asked Luca if it's possible to film a complete process from sheet of alloy to writing nib entirely, and he accepted. So we are going to start with already the nib being punched from a sheet of alloy, and we are going to follow Luca into this process.
We start with a strip, with a bend.
Yeah, with
okay?
a strip.
With
And
the strip.
the next-
We cut out these shapes with
Yes.
the tool that is there. I'll show you.
And
Now what he's doing is polishing this before forming is polishing. We're going to see how he polishes this.
Yeah.
Let's go. This is a polishing wheel,
yeah.
and we're using a polishing wax that helps with the abrasiveness of this wax. We help the polishing process because, of course, it must be the nib surface must be totally shiny.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not shiny from the very beginning. Of course, you have to do this.
Poi io do una sgrossata e basta,
Sgrossata e basta.
Luca explained to me that before stamping the company logo on the nib and also stamping the curvature of the nib, they are polishing the alloy and also clean it into an ultrasonic cleaner. This is the manufacture after the cleaning of the nib. We are going to form it to add the curvature of the nib. Okay, I'll follow you. This is the stamping machine. This is the part of the process which gives identity to the nib. We have a punching press that strikes the gold alloy between two dies, and by doing that makes an impression of the company logo on the surface of the nib.
Qua, va bene?
We already
Ecco, va
punched
bene?
the hole, the air hole in the middle.
Ecco.
Okay,
So
here.
the first process is punching
No,
the hole.
the first process is lamination. Okay, first process
Yes.
is here, lamination. But there you have examples of already laminated nibs. Okay.
Oh, okay.
From the strip, we laminate to a certain thickness. Okay.
Yes.
Then we cut out the shape and you have the raw nib basically. You polish, you polish roughly to have a not completely shiny but not too rough surface. At that point, you punch the logo.
Yes.
Che logo c'hai, Giorgio? Stipula?
Stipula.
Stipula. So you have the Stipula logo on that. See here,
should,
this part here will move and punch down the nib on top and will create the script. Then
Yes.
you see. Then you have another part of the process, of the dyeing process, which is the punching of the hole. But there we already made. We had already made, so you're not going to see this.
Yes.
Vai, vai.
Scelgo la parte più bella.
Sì.
Ok. Ecco, va, attenzione che sta
Vai,
girando.
attenzione, eh. Ok.
Ma questo giretto simpatico qualcuno ci ha mai...
Dovrebbero essere tutti così e protetti circolarmente.
Can you hold it a little bit?
Yes, sure.
Yes, and from here.
And from here, ecco Giorgio, a questo punto ne fa un altro. He's gonna make the second one just as an example.
Yes. Now, using a different punching press, they are forming the curvature of the nib.
We have a female and a male, okay, part. The female,
Will struck on the lower end and will
this
give
will lower down, no,
yes.
with a lot of strength, and it presses down the metal to make it
Curve.
follow the curve, the forming process.
Should we go?
Okay. So he's now placing the nib inside into the slot. Capito? Vai, vai, te vai tranquillo naturale. È lui che deve.
Okay.
Occhio, be careful.
We are about to witness a very complicated and difficult part of the nib manufacturing process, and that is the welding of the iridium ball on the tip of the nib. And this is possible with the help of this machine right here. It's a very old machine built in the 1940s, and it is using electricity and gas to weld the iridium ball on the tip of the nib. This part of the process leaves almost no chance for errors or mistakes, because anything wrong with the nib in this process makes the nib to be scrapped. Watch closely and you will see the spark and actually the ball welding to the tip of the nib, and also after this Luca will explain much better than me what's going to happen inside the machine while it is welding.
Very close, because you see it's an instantaneous
È corrente adesso.
lightning that happens between the two parts. When he pushes the button over there, the welding is being made. Look. Did you see?
Very, very, very small, but I saw it.
You tell him when
Vado?
you're ready.
Yes.
Bye.
And this is the most interesting fact about the welding process.
The gold to about 1000 degrees, to the point that the gold will melt around the iridium ball, but not the iridium ball melting. Okay, it's only the gold is melting.
The gold is melting around the iridium ball.
Exactly.
I understand.
You understand?
After the welding is completed, it's time to cut the slit between the tines, and the slit splits the iridium ball into equal parts and run from the tip from the iridium ball right to the breathing hole. And this is the nib after the cut was done. The next phase of the process involves a grinding wheel that the nibmeister uses to grind the size of the nib first, and he will use a chart with the dimension of the tipping material which is in front of him, and also a measuring device which he has near him, and he will cut the tipping material and also check it with the measuring device.
Quindi lui ha lo strumento là, il caliper, that is using
Qual è il calibro?
Olà. Pronto? Sì, no. Ciao. No, sono qui all'estero, mi prendo il ritmo. Ma non ce l'ho WhatsApp, lo devi installare.
This is the grinding process, and the craftsmanship that went into this nib is so incredible. We're actually going for a medium, and he is going to check the size and also compare it to the size chart in here, which for a medium should be 0.7 of a millimeter in line.
And here we are at the finish line. The nib is polished to write smooth, and it is checked and double checked to be ready for getting a housing and a feed and to be assembled inside a pan.
This is some abrasive paste that is using, and now it is polishing the underside of the nib. And
we finally got to the finish line. After this, the nib is friction fitted inside the pan, and it is checked to write properly, and it's ready for me and for you to buy the pen and write with it. To put this experience in a few words, I just want to start first saying that I really love Stipula as a brand, and I also love the writing instruments coming from them. Second, I will have to name the big factor that makes me believe that in the future we are going to see some great writing instruments coming from them, and that is the capability to produce their own gold flexible nibs in-house, and also to control every aspect of the manufacturing process. This will bring to the market some great writing instruments. Luca, if you're watching this, thank you for your time, thank you for taking care of everything, and also thank you for letting me film the entire operation and also sharing this with my viewers. Stefano, if you're watching, thank you for your friendship first, and then thank you for making everything possible. Guys, you know me. If you want to support me doing videos like this, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram. I will leave a link into the description below. And also, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and till the next time, right on. Bye. Luca, thank you for having me here. Thank you for showing me the factory and seeing all the work you do, and I was very pleased to see the story behind the brand. We had such an amazing meeting. We discussed so many ideas, and we will have to see more from the brand Stipula.
For sure, we are working hard to make it stand out as it deserves, and by now I can only tell you that it was delightful to have you here, and I enjoyed very much seeing the enthusiasm of your content handling online for the community of people who like and love fountain pens. Thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you,
Enjoy it.
Luca, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys
Have a nice
later.
trip.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.